Hi, welcome to my channel. Now we uncover the untold story of the Salem Witch Trials, the dark chapter of mass hysteria in America. In the late 17th century, the small Puritan town of Salem, Massachusetts, became the scene of one of the darkest and most infamous episodes in American history, the Salem Witch Trials. What began as strange behavior among a few young girls soon escalated into widespread panic, leading to the execution of innocent people and leaving a haunting legacy that still fascinates and warns us today. Puritans believed that the devil was always nearby, tempting people away from God's path. In this tense environment, superstition and religion mixed to form a dangerous blend of fear and suspicion. When something went wrong, a bad harvest, a sick animal, or an unexplained illness, many were quick to believe it was the work of witchcraft. The strange afflictions. In January 1692, two young girls, Betty Paris, aged 9, and Abigail Williams, aged 11, began acting strangely. They screamed, contorted their bodies, and claimed to be pinched and bitten by invisible forces. The local doctor, unable to find a medical explanation, declared that witchcraft was the cause. Soon, other young girls in Salem began to show similar symptoms: fits, fainting, and shouting. Their strange behavior terrified the community and gave power to their claims. The people of Salem believed that the devil had indeed entered their village. The first accusations. Fear spread rapidly. Under pressure to find the source of this evil, the afflicted girls began naming people they believed had bewitched them. The first three accused were Tituba, an enslaved woman from the Caribbean, Sarah Good, a homeless beggar, and Sarah Osborne, an elderly woman who rarely attended church. These three women fit the image of outsiders in the strict Puritan society. They were different, vulnerable, and easy to blame. During their trials, Tituba, possibly under coercion, confessed to practicing witchcraft and claimed that several others in the village were also serving the devil. Her confession fueled the hysteria. People began to believe witches were everywhere. The Court of Oyer and Terminer. By May 1692, the situation had spiraled out of control. The colonial governor, William Phips, established a special court called the Court of Oyer and Terminer to handle the growing number of witchcraft cases. The court relied heavily on spectral evidence, testimony that someone's spirit or ghost had appeared to the accusers in a dream or vision. This type of evidence was impossible to prove or disprove, but it was accepted by the judges. Under such conditions, fear replaced logic. People accused their neighbors, family members, and even respected citizens. Anyone could be charged, and once accused, it was almost impossible to prove innocence. Executions begin. The first person executed was Bridget Bishop, a woman known for her outspoken personality and colorful clothing. On June 10, 1692, she was hanged on Gallows Hill. After her death, more and more trials followed. By the end of summer, 19 people had been executed by hanging, and one man, Giles Corey, was pressed to death with heavy stones because he refused to plead guilty or innocent. Even dogs were accused of being witches' familiars and killed. The wave of panic, the fear became so extreme that even church leaders and respected community members were accused. Families turned against each other. Confession became the only way to avoid execution. So many innocent people admitted to witchcraft just to save their lives. Children, women, and men, no one was safe from accusation. Some people used the chaos to settle personal grudges or to seize property from the accused. The once close-knit community of Salem fell apart under the weight of paranoia and mistrust. What had started with a few frightened girls had turned into a deadly wave of mass hysteria. The end of the madness. By October 1692, doubts about the trials began to grow. Prominent citizens and ministers questioned the use of spectral evidence. Governor Phipps, whose own wife was accused, finally intervened. He ordered the court to stop the trials and later declared that spectral evidence could no longer be used. The remaining prisoners were released and the special court was dissolved. But for the 20 people who had already been executed and the many more who had suffered in prison, justice came too late. The aftermath and legacy. In the years that followed, many of those involved in the trials expressed deep regret. Judges, jurors, and even some accusers publicly apologized. The colony declared a day of fasting and reflection in 1697 to remember the tragedy. In 1711, the Massachusetts government officially cleared the names of the victims and provided compensation to their families, though no amount of money could undo the damage done. Today, the Salem Witch Trials are remembered as a powerful example of what happens when fear overrides reason, when prejudice replaces justice, and when society allows hysteria to control truth. They remind us that moral panic can spread quickly, and that even well-meaning people can do terrible things when driven by fear. Modern interpretations. Historians have studied the Salem Witch Trials for centuries, offering various explanations. Some suggest it was caused by religious extremism, strong social tension, or strong psychological stress from isolation and hardship. Others believe it reflected deeper issues, women's roles, power struggles, or class divisions in Puritan society. Interestingly, some scientists think that a type of fungus called ergot, which grows on rye, might have caused hallucinations and fits among the girls, leading to the first accusations. The Salem Witch Trials have left an enduring mark on American culture. Countless books, movies, and plays, most famously Arthur Miller's The Crucible, have retold the story, using it as an allegory for injustice and mass paranoia. Even today, the term witch hunt is used to describe unfair persecution or hysteria fueled by fear and misinformation. The lessons of Salem. The story of Salem teaches a timeless lesson. Fear and ignorance can destroy communities faster than any real enemy. It warns us to question authority, demand evidence, and protect fairness, even when the crowd demands otherwise. The Salem Witch Trials may have ended over 300 years ago, but their message remains painfully relevant in a world where misinformation, panic, and judgment can still spread faster than truth. Finally, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this World History Facts subchannel.